All right, settle down now. The conference is about to begin in glorious 4080p. It's starting. This is Nintendo conference, yes? Wars worth waging. Gonna show like Mario jumping out of Koopa? It's so edgy. Corners way. Just. Well, that's gotta be a selling point. Holy shit, when you round this place, you're not gonna believe what you see.
My name is Reggie. I'm about kicking ass. I'm about taking names. And we're about making games.
This is the first time we see him, isn't it? He wasn't here last year.
I understand if you're among the terminally hip, Nintendo isn't your only choice for gaming.
Terminally hip.
But maybe what you've already seen helps you understand that we're serious about expanding what we do, that we're not going to run our company just for hardcore gamers. There are gamers
thank God.
Out there who aren't as knowledgeable as you. Gamers who live for Mario and Yoshi and Pokemon.
That's the most hardcore audience of all, Reggie.
We like games with big stars and big explosions.
That's what I think of when I hear Nintendo. Oh, of course, Star Fox, the Michael Bay of Nintendo games. Wasn't this the really shit one too? This is the one that I don't think anyone likes. Countdown begins this November. Keep an eye out. Keep an eye out. I'm very excited. We might get a release date soon.
And we like games so scary, they keep you up at night.
Here's Super Mario Sunshine. It's having some audio trouble. This one got claimed in the ears. This was where Resi 4 released back in the day for some weird reason. This was like a weird association. Could you imagine if they like held on to it like Sony does with Bloodborne? Like, nah, bud. Resi 4, that was a one-time game for Nintendo GameCube. You know, you gotta get the authentic hardware.
It's game time.
Does he say that in the game? It's game time?
It is game time. It's a new day. One of our competitors is a manufacturer in Japan who wants to capture every one of your entertainment dollars.
They who must not be named.
All your content between all your electronics devices on their memory sticks. We're not that company.
Is Reggie making a weird case for like data privacy and like protecting your gaming history in 2004 via memory cards on a Sony PlayStation Portable? That's a bit out there, Reggie.
What company right now is driving category sales? If you said someone other than Nintendo, you're wrong. We have momentum, have had it since late last year. And if you don't feel it yet, you will. So
shout out to the Nintendo GameCube, which turned out to be one of the worst selling Nintendo consoles ever released in the company's history. Like, they almost went bankrupt over this. It was a complete mess, and they completely discontinued the console 2 years later.
This graph shows the industry sales, excluding
no way.
Nintendo, over the last 2 quarters, compared with the previous period. Now, you don't need an MBA to realize that this really isn't a pretty picture.
This relates directly to me and my gaming interests. You know, wow, you know, I'm someone who is excited for that next Mario, but I need to see some sales figures before I can properly immerse myself in the experience.
In the last 3 months of last year, up a whopping 21%. And in the first quarter of this year, despite the fact that we're competing with our own success, last year launching Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire, Zelda Wind Waker, and even Game Boy Advance SP, we're up another 7%. So without Nintendo,
this decline is purely because we were so good last quarter. That's all it is.
Sony has sold through about 6 million machines. That's a decline of about 28% from the year before.
Oh, they're YouTube.
Microsoft moved about 3.3 million machines. I'm sorry, 3.2 million machines, essentially flat with the previous year.
Literally zero.
During that same period, Nintendo sold through over 3.3 million units of GameCube, a jump of 41%. And yes, that is...
Wait a minute. He mentioned Microsoft sold like 3.3, but then Nintendo only sold 3.2. They sold the same amount. This is just based on the previous growth. This is just misleading statistics.
6 million machines. That's a decline of about 28%.
Okay, yeah. So Sony sold 6 million.
Microsoft moved about 3.3 million machines. I'm sorry, 3.2 million machines.
3.2.
Nintendo sold through over 3.3 million units of GameCube.
They sold 100K more than Microsoft. Sony sold twice as many.
Game Boy Advance Video.
Oh no.
Initial orders are already over 2 million units.
Okay, but what was it actually? Because like this released and was dropped forever. Because like, you know, you want to watch an episode of Pokemon on this? Oh wow.
There is no doubt in our minds that the PSP will have some initial appeal for exactly the demographic in this audience today. But in this election year, let me put it this way. By the time the PSP gets on the ballot next spring, more than 25 million Americans will have already voted for Game Boy Advance.
They're campaigning.
Asking whether PSP can catch Game Boy Advance, maybe we should first ask, can the PS2 catch Game Boy Advance?
Yes, the PS2 is actually one of the greatest selling consoles of all time, George. You've really oversold yourself here. Like what? It's like 200 million in the end? Most people bought a PS2 because it was a DVD player. They don't want to watch shit on this. Paper Mario 2. Oh, they might come up with a name for that one soon. I think the audio has been copyright struck. Mario Golf. I think I have that one. If you're gonna copyright strike it, do a thorough job, okay?
I think that the dual screen is the next leap forward.
Oh, this is
it
when they
looks
were
like
teasing.
a really neat concept. It's 2-screen systems, never
Is
been
this
done
how they
before.
teased
Well, I
the
think everybody else
DS?
is gonna have
They're
to catch
just
up.
talking to guys at GameStop.
I can't wait for it to come out.
We gotta record some footage for the press conference. There's a GameStop down the hall, and we really dropped the ball in this segment. We gotta get something together quick. Just ask like John and Terry here what they think of it.
This is Nintendo DS.
He just takes it out. You absolutely cannot get that degree of visual quality on Nintendo DS. We're just gonna address that immediately.
It has been a long time since the platform itself changed radically.
With the DS, I think they set the next standard across the board for all kinds of things.
It's going to generate such a new way of playing games that
It's like, let's ask the experts. You know, they'll maybe explore some of the qualities of this new console. It's great. It's the best. Buy it now. Please invest in our stock portfolio. Please. Look at these guys with money. They all think it's good.
Your left brain looks at a vehicle in terms of the numbers. What's the horsepower, the towing capacity, the 0 to 60?
Okay.
That's our competitor's approach. But your right brain is different. Sitting behind the wheel, where will this baby take me? Do you want to go just a little bit faster down the same streets you've always driven, or down a new road to places you've never seen before? That's the difference with Nintendo DS.
Okay, but that actually is quite a good philosophy, though, and you can even see that in Nintendo with a lot of this stuff. Like, it actually is, Reggie's actually very well spoken on that. Like, there is a funny aside where it's like, please, God, don't mention the horsepower, because it's not great. But, like, you could actually see a lot of Nintendo's philosophy in that moment. It's actually really well said. Road not taken reference. Yo, my boy just dropped a Robert Frost reference in my E3 press conference. You've got me. I'm sold.
A format like Nintendo DS supports that kind of multiplayer is tremendous because it really allows games to get to the next level.
We can use 4 screens when played by 2 players, maybe even 6 screens or 8 screens. The number of screens increases rapidly, and
I'm gonna sellotape them together. We're gonna have 16 screens. Buy the entire stock at GameStop.
Under the leadership of our worldwide president, Mr. Satoru Iwata. Please join me in welcoming him.
Oh, bless. Oh, it's always very sweet to still see Iwata.
I want you to know that Nintendo is working on our next system, and that system will create a gaming revolution. I suppose I could give you a list of our technical specs. I believe you'd like that, but I won't for a simple reason. They really don't matter.
Yeah, it runs like shit.
I hope you've all enjoyed our program this morning. But before you leave, I'd like you to step inside one more world for Nintendo GameCube.
They really did a lot this year. Blades will bleed. Sure, shields will shatter. Oh, that was a huge moment.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Shigeru Miyamoto.
We are now taking you to a world where Link has grown up, a world where he will act different and look different. In order to grow, Link must not stand still, and neither can I. So, thank you. And goodbye.
He's just here to attack the audience and he's got to go.
I've spent my entire career marketing products to teens and 20-somethings. There's no BSing that audience.
Nintendo just swore a lot more back in the day as well. It's something we're just kind of noticing. There's no point bullshitting you with their games. We gotta get to the YouTube point.
We remain all about the game, all about the gamer, or in other words, all about you. Thank you and enjoy the show.
Invest in our stock portfolio. Here it is again. Oh God, what a conference! Oh wait, that's it's E3 2011. We're not ready there for another 7 years. Okay, they start off pretty big on the investor front and like let's look at some graphs. But yeah, I forget that they just take a DS out of their pockets and it's like, oh hey, we're making the Wii. Oh hey, here's a new Zelda. Like what a lineup. The Discord bingo card is looking good. Oh, where's the Discord bingo card at? This really says a lot about gamer culture. And we're gonna see it with it like in 2004. And God, we've come a long way and we really need to be proud of that because Jesus, it wasn't great. Nintendo makes an unhinged comment. Game that ended up cancelled is shown. Celebrity announces game. EA is everywhere. Companies shit talk each other. No woman. Which even Nintendo has failed, I think, at this point. It's time for the Microsoft press conference.
Once upon a time, in a magical
oh God, what is happening?
There was a brave hero who was strong, dashing, and handsome.
There's...
Okay, well, strong.
They're starting with Shrek.
Including Donkey. Thoroughblast. Puss in Boots.
Catwalk.
Big Bad Wolf.
Mega.
Princess Fiona.
Fiona time.
And more.
How did the Big Bad Wolf get mentioned before Fiona? No woman, no. Was this classic Call of Duty? No, it's Full Spectrum Warrior. They were real proud of it. Didn't even do anything.
I'm back. Eat bread, mother buzzer.
They still have to censor it. We re-edited it to say YouTube. Well, YouTube, I don't think... This is E3 2004. I don't think we had YouTube.
There are two sides.
Quality, okay. Merciful, merciless. Beloved or feared. Admired or assassin?
Fable. For every choice, a consequence.
A little bit exaggerated, but oh! Oh, they got us. Here we go.
Please welcome Jay Allard.
Okay, this was actually made on Windows Movie Maker. Like, there's no way it wasn't. I think I recognize this effect. I just can't believe in the grand sum of time, considering like how important and mainstream Fable became in its lifetime, that like it's being shelved for Shrek 2.
Hanging out playing
The Rock is on your friends list.
Got issues. But it's Jenny that I want to talk about. Let's go see who this Jenny character is.
There's a woman. Oh my God.
Jenny McCarthy here. I had such a great time at your place last night. Hey, let's play on live later so I can thank you again. Because you know, Big Daddy, it's good to play together.
Yes, Jenny, it is.
I'm sorry, Jenny. Could you repeat that message? There's something wrong with the line.
The next logical step, when you have a friend like Jenny McCarthy, is to see her.
I don't like how he's presenting this.
Oh, you guys don't want to see me. Hey, Jenny, what's shaking, baby?
Hey, Jay, what's up? I just lathered up my Enzo, and I am ready for some PGR2, baby.
Jenny, I got a few people over right now, so we might not want to do that. Why don't you give my buddies a wave, and we'll talk a little bit about some of the features of the service. And I can get interrupted by my friend Peter.
Oh, Peter's joining the call.
Hey, Jenny. Hey, Jay. How's it going?
Hey!
Peter, what you doing back there?
We got a big announcement to make tonight, so I'll explain everything when I come downstairs later on.
Peter, you call those guns?
Yeah, these are guns, baby. I'll show you later.
All right, Peter, I'm going to see you on stage. Jenny, I want to see you backstage, baby, all right?
Oh, God. I don't like this dude. The audience clap that. Point of note, we've come a long way.
Well, tonight,
he's turning on an extra mic.
Starting this fall, a great lineup.
Yeah, like, cameraman's commentary, you gotta be kidding me.
Weighing in at 2,700 pounds, 550 horses, this monster can tear it up in under 4 seconds and hit 60 miles an hour. With a top end of over 200.
That's a car. Oh, God.
The only thing that's better than driving a Celine S7 into a wall at 200 miles an hour is to drive two of them into each other.
It's a new car. Get them side by side. This car crash with the green and blue would symbolize Microsoft and Sony's relationship for many years to come.
Strap in and hang on.
Hang on, gang. Strap on. Oh, strap in. They have a fair bit, like, as uncomfortable as the host has made me speaking to a woman, they're actually showing a lot of games. Shark Tale.
So let's end all of the suspense. Let's talk about Halo 2.
Hegel! Yeah, well, Halo was huge back in this era of games. The fact you have to explain how big Halo was is insane. Yeah, because no one talks about it anymore, because like, apparently it's just been disappointing games for like a few years. It is weird having to explain that as we go on some of these things. Like, yeah, this is big, guys. Sounds so old saying that.
Hey, say hi, Max.
Yeah.
You know, some things just go across cultures.
It's a very honest way of depicting the game, this too. They're just like hanging out in the lobby. Kind of love that.
Sorry about that, Max.
Like, there's no over-the-top, like, flashy trailer and that. I'm sure they will have that, but like, this is just very honest. Hey, this is how you play the game and some of the cool shit we put in it.
Take it.
Hey, Max, for this next weapon demonstration, I'm gonna use this chainsaw to decapitate your head. Hold still. It just felt so sincere to emphasize that. I know it's all media and marketing, but still.
We finally have a street date. Love you too, man.
Oh, no.
I got your release date right here. November the 9th.
Imagine having to explain this every year to like your family and loved ones. Like, assuming it's real, it's probably a Sharpie.
I'm proud to announce the world premiere of Forza Motorsport, the first fully customizable racing simulation for Xbox.
Wow, oh, this is actually when they unveiled it for the first time.
Drive it. Then you drive it harder. Until it's no longer a machine. It's you.
Okay, bold claim.
In a world where cars exist, one man must become the fastest of them all.
Here's the man behind the wheel, Robbie Bach.
Sure. Is this just gonna be like data and sales figures at the end?
We said we'd innovate online, and we did with the industry-leading Xbox Live service. We said we'd offer great games from a variety of strong publishers, and we have. In fact, our attach rate is an industry record. We are now part of the landscape. A recognized player in the
God, we're so fantastic.
So this year, our 4th year, I know it's time to change the game. We've proven we can play Now we're proving we can lead.
I can't
And our leadership plan
take any more analogies, my man. You just gotta just tell us your stock portfolio and call it a day.
Today, video game household penetration is roughly 35% in the US.
Video game household penetration. It's not that be mature. It's just a kind of weird term, I think, to use. We have penetrated the household with an Xbox in their living room.
Hey, what's he doing crashing this Xbox bash? Take a guess.
Now this is going to change the game.
What is this?
You got it. The wait is over.
Oh, it's sports. Okay.
President of EA Worldwide Studio Operations, Don Matrek.
He's got an entourage. Wait, did he become president of Microsoft later? They've got all the celebrity appearances. Cross that one off the bingo card. They don't look happy to be here.
NCAA football.
I don't think anyone's smiling.
The greatest of all time.
That's smart, actually. They're all just here. It's kind of weird and awkward, though, ain't it? We got celebrities. Well, celebrities. Behold. End conference.
As it has in the past, innovation will vanquish status quo in the marketplace of ideas. Xbox is moving to side with innovation. We hope you'll join us. Thank you, and good night.
Choose our faction. Oh. Okay, I thought that was someone in the audience for a moment. Credit where it's due, they did actually show an awful lot of games in their conference. Like, even more than Nintendo in that. Like, they did just kind of get to the point with some blocks where it's like game. Which is actually pretty much what you want to do. They didn't spend much time catering to investors there at all. Very uncomfortable. But your man earlier in it. Okay, it's time to see what Sony's offerings are. Oh god. Now it's our turn to tell you why the other two suck. Why you buy our console. Oh my god, my eyes. Like, what the YouTube Sony? I'm so sorry. I didn't expect that. That was a bit much.
We have built this business of massive proportions on a global scale. And as a testament to this reach, Sony Computer Entertainment has shipped more than 170 million units of hardware. And
like, just as an aside to the press conference, I feel so bad for the presenters in this in this era of press conferences where there's just constant flash photography going off in your face. This man, like retinas must be in agony by the end of this hour.
Which in my mind,
like, this would really hurt after a while.
Building a global audience is one area that only our company has been able to do and deliver for our partners.
It's funny how literally all of them have been like, only our company did it. Don't mind the other guys, or their numbers are wrong. We did it. We did it for real. They're in the shitter.
At $199, we sold more than 6 times the volume as compared to PlayStation. Although many of our competitors have tried to increase their position against PlayStation 2 solely based on price, we broke new ground, which allows for a lot of flexibility.
No way!
There is plenty of room for growth as we start expanding our reach into the casual gaming market.
Casual games! Like, at least Nintendo gave us a few games before they got into the business, you know? PlayStation's just front and center. We need to talk about our stock portfolio.
We are pleased to announce that the next iteration of this franchise, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, will be coming exclusively to PlayStation 2 this fall.
I hope we get to see all these games he's talking about. Like, we're still... Like, even this, that's a pretty huge announcement. Like, are we gonna get a trailer? No, he's all business a while. Okay. The flashes have slowed down as well. Yeah, no shit. Like, dude's just been talking the entire time. Like, we have this shot. Anti-grav. Wait, what are they developing? I'm zoned out for like a few minutes.
And now we're seeing a new 3D
go into
game
space, Sony.
Taking off using EyeToy and its motion tracking technology. We're extremely excited by the growth and interest in EyeToy, And many titles are currently in development from our
Oh no, I
studios
zoned
around
out.
the world.
I don't know what that's in
Along with
relation to
first
PlayStation
from Sega.
satellite.
EyeToy
Or sending the
helped to bring in
PlayStation
new
to the
users on
fucking
a
moon.
wider scale. Like kids
You're
and
gonna play
families.
games at
We
orbit.
know- Because of the overall interest in this type of entertainment,
teleprompter.
online-enabled content is
Hold
becoming
fast,
a
chat.
standard in our
We're
industry.
almost there.
These figures lead us to believe that 2004 is a growth year for online gaming on PlayStation 2. So, now let's take a look at some of this great online content.
Oh, wait. Something's happened. Oh, is this like the original Monster Hunter? Really good games. I genuinely enjoy them. It's one I always need to play more of. But every time I pick it up, I have such a good time.
When we started looking at what was out there online, we realized that most of the games are very realistic. Most of the games take themselves really seriously. We asked ourselves, where's the humor in online games? Where are the farm animals? Nobody's doing it.
There isn't enough Animal Crossing in Call of Duty. I would love a Call of Duty Animal Crossing game. Like, we need more games like that where it's just a stupid crossover. Animal Crossing in the trenches. Animal Crossing, let's go to the battlefield. Nook's List! Okay, I don't think the world is ready for the Schindler's List and Animal Crossing crossover, okay? You can't do it with Schindler's List. We've had this conversation before. It just doesn't work.
What's great about the hover ship is that you can take out destructible environments and you can carry passengers. So
Is
what
that
he's
one
doing
guy
right now,
not moving?
I
Yeah.
think, is about
Why is
to
bottom
drop off
right?
one of his
Stop.
buddies. Now it's important to remember that you can't take it by yourself. You definitely need friends, but he's going to try to do it anyway.
You're gonna need
What's
friends to
important
do
know
it.
about the
And
bases
if
is they're
Blue
very
had their
well
other
defended. We've
teammate,
got automated turrets.
maybe they could do better. Ratchet and Clank up your arse. You think he's gonna talk about the household penetration again? Ratchet and Clank has penetrated the market.
As we move forward, one thing must remain constant, and that is control. And by control, I mean control from the content creator standpoint that includes the ability to retain their customer base, their IP, and customer relationship without mandates or interference from us.
I thought he was talking about we need to cultivate a community. The first thing we must establish is complete dominance of them. And it's like a bit of a weird point. It's like we must control them.
The next step is facilitating
Like even there, it's in all caps. Control. We must maintain control. We must steer the ship.
Another big area of concern for the industry at large is how to make money in the online space.
Okay, we're back to business.
In fact, we believe that the way to monetize online gaming is through mini transactions.
Oh no. This is the John Connor moment of microtransactions. So the Terminator is going to appear any moment and we're going to prevent this terrible war-torn future that we now live in.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the latest addition to the PlayStation family.
Oh, is this the PSP? It would have been about now. Actually kind of huge. This is a competitor for the DS. Yeah, he's got it. PSP did not do well in the end too. Like the PS Vita had a lot more success. Is it the other way around? Wait, really? PSP sold 80 million units. Wait, did it? I thought it didn't do well. Oh yeah, no, 80 million. Okay, well I'm talking out of my arse. Right, sorry. Please.
PlayStation Portable.
Please stop calling it the PlayStation penetration game. It did penetrate households.
We will be looking at a primary target of 18 to 34-year-old males, and those users more apt to embrace new technologies and products early on.
This is a product for men.
And we know that they buy more games with more disposable income.
Weird commentary here, but that's just opening a can of worms. A lot of societal issues being touched on here.
PlayStation Portable will have 32 megabytes of main memory and 4 megabytes of embedded DRAM. PlayStation Portable has
32 megabyte for next generation. I think my electric toothbrush has more RAM than that. It probably does. Let's go. I love how it's This is just like a static PNG. You couldn't make it look a little more involved. Like, there's even a shine on it. This is the best photo you could have got. Chloe, feel free to crop me into the PSP. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm welcome to the president of Electronic Arts Worldwide Studios, Don Mattrick.
And now, let's talk about Madden. Same outfit,
it's all
too.
About
you think you just finished the Microsoft conference? Just wrapped up for the day. I got one more stop before I call it quits tonight. What if he just YouTube and he's like, starts reading the wrong script? It's like, right now our designers are working hard to deliver the best Xbox Live experience. See it.
When PlayStation Portable debuts
you got the wrong
spring,
flashcards.
EA will have a minimum.
We're proud to work with Microsoft. Sony. Wait, no, this is just the footage from the Microsoft conference. They just took the footage and slapped on a PSP.
The first demo comes from our sister company, Sony Pictures Entertainment. You might have heard that they're planning to release a new Spider-Man feature film next month. Here is one of their latest movie trailers for Spider-Man 2 running on PlayStation Portable.
Okay. Is it just going to be the PNG again?
I believe there's a hero in all of us. Gives us strength, makes us noble.
Wait.
Even though sometimes
it actually is on the PSP. You could see the camera flash. Oh my god. I'm glad we actually spotted that. It's not a PNG. This is actually real. This is spoilers for Spider-Man 2. You've had a while to watch it.
A hero will be revived.
Let's see who's behind the mask.
2. A little bit sad. Was the Spider-Man 2 trailer the only featuring of women in the entire press conference so far? We've come a long way. We've come a long way.
Final Fantasy Advent Children is a fully developed visual
entertainment
sequel
Oh my god, they're promoting
Final Fantasy
this?
VII, the seminal 1997 PlayStation hit.
Like, for the time, this kind of animation was, like, also unheard of. Like, remember at the gold... Just to pause a moment. The gold standard at this time, it was like Toy Story and Shrek. Which is... you have to bear that in mind when you kind of see this.
Final Fantasy VII, Advent Children.
It's a good time. It's a good time. I kind of unironically love that film.
The next demo was provided by Sony Music Entertainment. It is a video from one of the hottest alternative bands in the market today, Incubus. They just released a new album, so let's take a look at one of Incubus's latest videos running on PlayStation Portable.
I'm absolutely not going to be able to play this. This is just straight up licensed music, so we're just going to preemptively mute this. What I can do is if I mute it on stream, hang on. Hey, whoa! Don't change us! Love yourself! Slamming down, yeah! Do-do-do! Whoa! Okay, I know it's their setup, but doesn't it just look like when it's zoomed in, like this TV's just falling down? It's like, oh my god, the press conference is airing. Oh, I don't believe this.
As you can see, we have a lot of really new and exciting things in store for the future. But please, don't take my word for it. Please feel free to stop by our booth to experience the new dimensions of PlayStation for yourselves. Thank you, and have a great show.
Thank you very much, Sony. I think there was like 5 minutes of actual game footage in their conference. That was pretty rough. Microsoft did show a lot of games, even if the host made us very uncomfortable. Nintendo was a bit rough, but then they did also show off the DS, which is huge. And, you know, hey, new Zelda, that's pretty big, you know. DS is significant. They did announce the Wii as well. So yeah, Nintendo actually had a lot. Nintendo was also the shortest conference. And, you know, hopes for E3 2005? You know, maybe they talk to a woman? Don't sexualize her? Is that too much to ask?